It is time to get back on trail. I already did the section to Bluff Mountain, so I'm gonna take the shortcut and keep going from there. You can kind of see it behind me. When you first walk into town, there's a Dollar General and then the Hillbilly Market. I did not go in the market, but Dollar General was kind of disappointing in my opinion, but it's also cheaper than the Outfitter. Out there's the post office. I think this is the library. That one is the community center. The bathrooms are out of order right now, so they've got porta potties out back. Here's a nice little river right next to the Outfitters. And that means we're at the part of the trail that I have not done yet. I ate at the Spring Creek Tavern too. They had hummus wrap, which was kind of watery, but it's still good. This is the library. The dots on the map are not super accurate. Train tracks. I think technically the trail's on that side of the road, but I want to walk on the sidewalk. And this is the Hot Springs Resort. This is where you go in the hot springs, which from what I've heard, they take the water and they put it in a hot tub. So some people have loved it and some people haven't. That's just what I've heard. Bit of history here. Kind of funny how they originally were called Warm Springs. And once we get over this bridge, I think we go back into the woods and then we see how far we get today. French Broad River. I'm gonna run across the road because there's a better view on that side. The side of the bridge is marked. And here we go, back into the woods. While those cars mere inches away from me. They're only going 35, so I don't think that can kill me, but it can hurt. Guess we're not quite back in the woods yet. The Knock has a parking lot up here. And then you can get in the river and go rafting, I guess. Little water thing here. This trail goes this way because there's a blaze. Just a trailhead thing. Let's roll. Stop the spread of invasive exotic plants. There is no boot brush though. And we're walking along the river now. So the way this pack sits on me and the way the Hyperlite sat on me are different. So I think I'm gonna have to be in a little pain because my muscles are gonna have to learn how to carry this pack, because they were trying to compensate for what the Hyperlite couldn't do. So I'm already feeling a little bit of pain from that. So I don't know. There's a little campsite here. So I don't know how far I'm gonna be able to get today because of that. Hopefully I can get to the shelter, but that's 11 miles away. Train going by over there. It's a really long one. Here's a view down to the river. You can kind of see Hot Springs in the background. mountain laurel's blooming. Here's a pretty impressive view. Hot Springs is over there. There's some pretty nice views going all the way up. I don't think I'm even halfway up this mountain yet though. Lover's Leap Trail, Silvermine Trailhead. There. Guess I gotta walk back a little ways. Up on this thing here, I guess that's Lover's Leap. Looked kind of slippery. There was like a lot of loose rocks and dirt, so I didn't go up there. But it looked like it would have had pretty good views though. We are up the first big climb now. There's some little ups and downs, and then it goes down into, I think, a gap. It wasn't too bad coming up. It was a little steep in some points, and there was a lot of like loose dirt and rocks, which is kind of nerve-wracking, but overall not super bad. It's been a lot of blowdowns. Seems like one of the easier ones to get around, hopefully. Pump Gap Boy Scout Eagle Project. Basically, there's an insect from China that eats the trees, and they don't have a predator, so the trees just die. That shows the dead trees. This project happened in July of 2009, and they hope there's a cure for the pest by now. I feel like there's not, but I'm also not up to date on invasive insects. There's an old dam up here with a pond, a little bench. Looks like there's a road walk coming up, and then two kind of big looking mountains, and then the shelter. There's a couple fish in here. I don't know if you can really see them. Heard something jump over there. I can actually see one of the fish now. They come up from the pond down there, and then we follow this road for 0.3 miles, I think. We're doing Bridge Rock again. I see a white blaze on that left post over there. Oh. Bridge has markers on the road. And then I assume over here we go back into the woods. The Spring Mountain Shelter is 4.7 miles away. There's 2,000 feet of ascent and then 760 feet of descent. Because this mountain I'm going up right now is one, and then there's a one behind it, which the shelter is on. It's 1:30, so there's still plenty of daylight left. Shouldn't take me more than 5 hours to get there, because I walk a little faster than 1 mile an hour. And then I think the total is going to be like 11.4, but because I am not counting where I started until Bluff Mountain, it's slightly less than that. But it's like very slightly. It's not like a significant mileage difference. And then Bluff Mountain had a few of these Pro Bar meals. So I picked a few of them up. And then they also had a couple different flavors of these vegan jerky. I don't think I've ever had the primal ones before. but I'm willing to give them a go. Someone built like a fairy village kind of thing here. I noticed there's like these clay things over here, but it looks like someone or something destroyed them. There's another grave out here going up the last mountain. Rex R. Pulford, September 22nd, 1920 to April 21st, 1983. Seems like a weird place to just have a headstone, but there's another one here. Jacqueline May Kelly Morris, June 15th, 1910 to September 9th, 1990. And I think this design is like a woman looking at mountains, and there's like a deer in the bottom right. It is 4:30. There's now 0.6, I don't know how many. It's hot and I'm tired. 0.6 to the shelter. Of course, all uphill. There's a little tiny steep looking downhill to the shelter, but very, very close now. Bugs have been crazy today. I think I might need to keep my bug net somewhere I can get to it more easily. I am at the shelter now getting water. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. 10.88 is today's official mileage. And then probably maybe a little past 11 because I started at the hostel today. But I had already walked over to Bluff Mountain. So it's a pretty big hill to get down to get to this water, but it's a really good source. And that's all for today, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.